See, most important, there are certain families who will be able to accept spiritual language. Okay? There are certain families who are not, they don't have a bent towards spirituality. So every time when we are dealing with someone who is in pain, someone who is trying to deal with the death of a child or the death of a loved one, we need to put ourselves in their shoe and first find out that, am I ready to hear spiritual stuff, or do I want something practical to be spoken to me? If you are talking to someone who is of a spiritual bent, my answer would be, do you believe you are the body or you are the spirit in the body? If the individual says, no, I honestly do believe I am the energy in the body, I am the spirit in the body, I believe in karma, I believe in reincarnation, I believe that nothing can be destroyed, I even believe that there is no word called death. You can't destroy a piece of paper, you can change its form. How can you talk about death of a living individual? If an individual can understand this concept, it is easy for you to make the person realize that, listen, form has changed, water has turned into gas after boiling, your loved one is with you. And I believe that our loved ones are with us. If I am the energy in the body, I cannot die, period. I can change form, I will always remain. But the most important question to ask that individual is, your loved one has been suffering so much. The loved one's passing away has put an end to that suffering. If I truly love somebody, I would come from that state that, you know what, I may be shattered with the loss of my loved one, but my loved one is in peace. My loved one is in a state of calmness. I have experienced 2 to 3 deaths in my family. One was of cancer. And all I prayed to Baba was, for my own mother, that either let her live in the body with dignity or take her away with dignity. I stood there helpless, seeing her pain, and I could do nothing. All my spirituality could do nothing. I could not tell her, Mom, you're not the body. She would say, yeah, sure, you know what, my bloody head is pounding. I am the body. That time, spirituality does not work. The only thing I could pray to Baba is, either give her the strength and wisdom to go through this calmly or take her away with dignity. If you love someone, you are going to come from that individual's largest well-being. So if I love someone and that person has no cure for the ailment and the person is suffering, I will do my level best to make sure that my child or my loved one is in the best possible place. But when that loved one passes away, I think I will thank my master that thank you for putting an end to this child's suffering. No matter how much my heart may be bleeding and how badly my entire being is cut up, missing my child, missing my loved one, I wouldn't want to see my loved one dying every moment with pain. A parent crippled on bed with no dignity. I don't think I would want that for my... So even death can have its own dignity. Even death can have its own release. I know it is difficult, when you lost a child, who are we bullshitting? It is horribly difficult. But eventually, what is more important? Is my longing to be with my child more important, or the fact that my child's suffering in the physical body is over? That is important. I'll have to ask myself this one question time and again. 9 out of 10 times we grieve for ourselves. We are not grieving for the other individual. 9 out of 10 times. I've seen this happen time and again. We are grieving because what am I going to do without my child? But your child has gone through so much suffering, and there was no scope of a cure. So I believe one thing, there are no easy answers to this. It is an individual's journey. But Whether you're spiritual, whether you're an atheist, if you don't operate from the state of centeredness and you don't operate from the state of the child's greatest well-being, you're always going to be knotted, you're always going to be negative, you're always going to be bitter. But if you start operating from your child's well-being, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, you're going to say, my child is out of this suffering. Jai Baba, theek hai. But if there is a spiritual bone within you and you really believe that there is a God, He is conscious, He knows what is the well-being for me and my loved ones, and my child is with Him and His group of masters and angels and archangels, my child is fine. Also, I am not the body. I am not the body. That is important. I am the energy in the body, and the energy can never die. Those people who are calm can feel their loved ones near them when they are passed over. Those people who are agitated will never feel them. Why? Because when you are in the state of calmness, you go back to the divine silence. And when you are in divine silence, you can connect with anything you want. That is how the masters connected. That is how the masters perform their miracles. It is through divine silence.